What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video where we're going to talk about the indices and Nifty Bank Nifty. I think we had a good discussion yesterday that they're not really going to do anything, and that's exactly what they did. They didn't really do anything, but Bank Nifty really tricked. At least it tricked me because I had a stop loss in Bank Nifty today. I'll just show that to you. So I basically planned my trade based on that. So I took like a 15K loss on Bank Nifty. Overall, I was profitable for the day, 24,000. But again, stocks was where the most of the action was. Bajaj Fin and then Jyoti Laboratory. So these were my trades. I have already done a recap on that on Instagram, so you can go check that out. Now coming back to indices, and let's start with the Bank Nifty first. Now Bank Nifty again, it's in a no trade zone for me. So I already told you yesterday, मैंने आपको बोला कि यहाँ पर what I'm expecting is that these lows should be liquidated. Once these lows are liquidated and the price starts to kind of come here, I think either there is an opportunity to trade it here, else what can happen is I think I had created an diagram as well that Bank Nifty could sweep above these lows over here. I'll just remove this one. And once Bank Nifty starts sweeping into these lows, जैसे ही ये sweep होगा, right? As soon as this happens and it taps into supply, this is very likely to happen. Now, this is something very similar to what I had told you that you should be watching out on SBI, and that's exactly how it played out, right? So yesterday we had a discussion that State Bank of India has a lot of imbalance until this demand. So this is what I had drawn, right? And this is what the markets did. The markets came here. You look at this big red candle, and SBI started to just keep dumping. Now, I was not tracking SBI at that point of time. Otherwise, I would have 100% shorted SBI, and that's how the trade would look like. So, even if I consider trading it over here, a 5 pointer stop, and then it was like a easy 2 hour, 2.5 hour trade. And I think good enough to print good money. So again, SBI now has tapped in back into the demand, and I think what SBI, which is one of the heavyweights, is likely to do is probably come back into some area over here. And mind you, this is where it's going to take its supply and then move even lower towards these areas. Now, that is why I feel that Bank Nifty still for me is not bullish at the moment. I think there is traces of bearishness that I can see. Now, apart from SBI, I'll also cover HDFC Bank just to double check, because आज हुआ क्या, ICICI weak था, HDFC strong हो गया, पीछे short covering आ गया. And मैंने आपको कल के वीडियो में I told you yesterday also that HDFC Bank is likely to first fill this gap, right? So it did fill that gap, and then now it is trying to take supply from all of these highs. So it's going to be interesting to see how HDFC Bank really plays out, because ideally what I think is if HDFC Bank becomes strong enough and if it starts taking all of these areas of liquidity out, that is when Bank Nifty is going to become interesting, because HDFC Bank has so much room to move on the higher side. Like if I show it to you on the daily, if we are able to take this base out, I mean, we can start testing all of these unfilled gaps, and I think that's going to be really, really interesting. But unlikely hai aisa kuch hoga, because I feel earnings momentum, growth, and if you see all the other factors, I don't really see that coming in. So again, Bank Nifty is pretty muted. I don't really see a lot of action in Bank Nifty. It's more or less going to be choppy. Today also, it neither fell nicely, neither it moved up nicely. I mean, in the morning, yeah, this is where we started the day today. A small spike in the morning, and then ultimately we were in a narrow range. So nothing over here. Now let's come to Nifty. Now Nifty's savior was just one, and that is Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs upgrading Reliance, and that is the reason Nifty was alive. Apart from that, we saw Godrej Consumer, we saw Bajaj Finance, we saw a lot of other names also to do great. Large cap names were doing nice, and that's the only thing that it did, because otherwise you see Nifty was directionless today, and what I expect is Nifty should start moving into these areas of supply, take supply, and then start coming down. So I think Nifty is more bullish now than Bank Nifty, and there are still imbalances, right? If you see, there are still traces of imbalance over here, which I don't really like. But again, we don't really have a solid action plan for being if you're an index trader, this is a very tight range to be trading in, and there is chances of liquidation here, and then the price could reverse. Apart from that, you could also see prices coming here without prior intimation, liquidating this, maybe going higher and then starting to come lower. So it's going to be really, really tough to kind of judge what comes first. But what is very clear is that I basically don't see a very big directional trade in the index. I think non-directional plays, maybe option selling, all of that stuff, that could be interesting. But as of now, I don't really see anything in Nifty as well. Like for me, the game plan is just wait for it to come into this area and then start shorting it. That's the only plan that I have. And that's the only plan that I'm going to play out. Otherwise, I'm going to be focusing on stocks because stocks are giving good action. Now, Midcap Nifty is the next one, and this was relatively stronger. And I think yesterday I told you, right, let it come to this supply, and then we'll see how it gets tested. And now today it finally has arrived into that area of supply, and we've got a area of some reaction as well. Now it's pretty simple to say that there's a lot of room on the downside for the Midcap Nifty index to go. And if you see from a market structure perspective, if we see, right, so we have turned bearish already, right? So if we do simple things, right, so we basically had our swings over here, and we basically started changing our structure really nicely, and this is probably a pullback, right? So what I basically feel is that this entire area is a supply area for the mid cap index. So if you are looking for any opportunity, it has to be on the short side. Even if it starts going higher, and if you're proven wrong, don't play the long side, you will get trapped. So that's my take on midcap Nifty, and then same is my take for Nifty Financial Services. So my stance is still bearish. Like index में तो मैं long नहीं जाने वाला. I don't really see there's any possibility, and I think there's tons of supply in these areas. For example, even CNX Finance has just tried to sweep into this area, and if we see some action over here, I think maybe we could see a multiple, uh, large kind of action when we start going into this range. So that's basically what I'm expecting. And all in all the 3-4 indices that we are talking about, I don't really see anything. Like just imagine Reliance is up 3.5% for the day, and now Reliance has also reached its area of supply. So now who's going to protect Reliance? That's one. So if you see this, Reliance is basically back into this little area of supply, which is a very good area for you to go short on Reliance. Now obviously I'm not mad, I'm not stupid, I'm going to ask you to short it over here, but any weakness that you see tomorrow in Reliance, I mean, this entire imbalance is here to get filled, right? So you don't really need to worry about that. This is an entire imbalance that can get filled, so would be an interesting proposition. So for me, I'm bullish on stocks. Very few, stocks that I'm bullish on. If you want the full list, go check out my other video, which I just posted today, and that's basically it from my side. So again, there is not a very clean, singular kind of a trade setup being formed. The odds are that we are going to fall after reaching an area of supply, but we'll still have to see how the market performs. So that's it from my side. If you like this, make sure to drop a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you. Bye bye. Take care, and all the best for your trading day tomorrow. Thank you, guys.